everyone, I'm Max. Today I would like to talk about the topic of industries for startup. Okay, first we need to understand why there exists some specific industries that fits for startups to work on. Okay, so we must know that startups are newly established companies or businesses, right? Because of that, the market for many years have been captured by giant companies that have been selling products to the market for many years. Because of that, if the startup only follow the traditional path, of course, there are many startups that follow the traditional path and work on the same market as that the giant company have gained access and controllability before. Still, it's very hard for these startups to thrive and develop in that environment, in that market, because the market has been already captured by the giant company that have been established before, right? Because of that, there some industries that there are some factors or with the changing in the time, the technology, customer preferences changing that creates an environment where the startups can align all their elements, including innovation, scalability, risk-taking, and agility onto that field and work perfectly and can have a chance to success and survive. The details, some of the industries that fits these elements are the technology and software industry, healthcare and biotechnology, e-commerce and retail industry, renewable energy and sustainable business, and lastly the fintech industry. I don't want to go into details like how these industries fit that is already explained clearly in my essay. I just want now in this video I want to talk about the foundation elements of all of these industries have in similar, and that is why they fit the startup elements. Okay, so like I mentioned before, there are I believe that there are four base elements that the startups care about when they're choosing their market, the industry that they work on: innovation, scalability, risk-taking, and agility. So for the first element, which is innovation. Okay, so we know that many technology are starting to go into real life. The customer preferences is changing, and many other market factors are changing too, right? And to fit that ever-changing and fast-paced market, every single company, not just startups, but is especially important for startup because startups are newly established company, right? So they need the innovation, which is new ideas, because like I explained before, they cannot play on the same game, the same market with other oldly established company anymore. Then it's hard for them to survive in that environment. Because of that, they need innovation. Like they create a newly type of market of products, a newly kind of selling products to people, and they create their own market that because of the creativity, the innovation aspect that can attract the customers and gain them profits. And that is why innovation is so important for the startups. And that is the first thing that all of these above mentioned industries have in similar. For example, the renewable energy and sustainable business industry. They really need innovation because it is just a issue about unrenewable energy and unsustainable way of doing business, it have just appeared. The effects, negative impacts have just appeared newly, right? So there haven't been any effective enough innovation or solutions to solve this issue, and that is why this industry is innovation driven to create new innovation, and that's why it fits the startup's value. For the second element, which is scalability. Okay, so after the startup have their innovation, like they create their own market, but how to expand that market to many other customers so that market can truly be expanded and give more profit to the startup, and they can truly gain the opportunity to thrive. So that is when the scalability element comes to be very important. So the scalability element have to base on the innovation, because when the innovation is good, like there are many, the creativity of people is unlimited. However, there are only certain innovation that can solve the problem that the world is demanding for. And in order to achieve the scalability aspect, the startups have to come up with innovations that actually can change and solve the issues that the worldwide market, the trade system is facing. For example, the e-commerce and retail industry, they are facing a problem. They are ever asking themselves how to expand their products as wide as possible, as effective as possible, right? So there is an issue, and if a startup need to scale up, they need innovation to apply and solve that issue. So people would see that solution is actually helpful, and they will follow that startup's idea, and so only that scalability can be achieved. Okay, so the next one is risk taking, which is another element of the startup that we have mentioned in one of the first weeks, right? So because, like I said, innovations are new ideas, newly established ideas, just like the startups, right? They have never been tested before. So of course, there is a higher risk than follow traditional path. However, even though they promise to solve great things, it comes with great risk. Because of that, startups have to choose industries that have that have the lowest risk possible and the highest chance possible. Even though they still accept to take the risk, they want to minimize the risk that they're going to face, right? For example, if they want to invest in the healthcare and biotechnology industry, they will see that, if we invest in the vaccination technology, it's gonna have the lowest risk, because most of people have recognized the importance of vaccination already after the COVID-19 or other diseases, right? So people are more likely to buy their products, and they are more likely to have the market, so they have the lower risk, right? And how to predict this? How to predict which industry have a lower risk? It depends on what we call the observation skill, which is a skill for businesses and even startups to identify clear and important crucial factors that in the market that can impact their decision making. And the very last one is agility or adaptability for the startups. Okay, so these industries that I mentioned, they are very fast paced, right? Because for example, technology and software or healthcare, they are fastly changing because the customer preferences is fastly changes too. Technology is evolving every day, so the technology and software industry is changing too with the customer preferences and the market factors. Because of that, without the adaptability factors, no no startup in can no startups can survive. And because startups are newly established companies, they adapt to new changes. They adapt to the latest changes in on market, right? So in the markets that requires agility and adaptability like that, it would be very aligned with the culture, with the element of the startups at the end of the day. So in conclusions, that are the four main principles that make why all the industries aligns with the startup cultures, including first, innovation; second, scalability; third, risk taking; and fourthly, agility. So that is for today. Thank you for listening.